Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary theories, and in this video we are going to discuss lesbian feminism. Introduction. Lesbian feminism is a critical strand with feminist theory that emerged as a distinct field in the 1980s, stemming from within feminism itself. Initially, lesbian studies were considered an extension of feminist criticism before gaining disciplinary independence. The rise of lesbian feminism can be seen as a response to the limitations of mainstream feminism, which often overlooked the experiences and voices of lesbian women. Origins and context. Lesbian feminism originated from the broader feminist movement but gradually separated as it became clear that mainstream feminism was not fully addressing the needs and perspectives of lesbian women. In the 1990s, lesbian studies began to carve out a distinct space within academic circles, claiming the radical ground that feminism had previously occupied. This separation was fueled by critiques that feminism was too focused on the experiences of white, middle-class heterosexual women, often ignoring issues of race, class, and sexual orientation. Critique of feminism. Lesbian feminists critiqued mainstream feminism for its perceived essentialism, the idea that there is a universal female identity shared by all women, regardless of race, class, or sexuality. This critique was part of a broader movement within feminist theory that sought to address the exclusion of marginalized groups. For example, African American critics like bell hooks highlighted how academic feminism reproduced patriarchal structures by excluding the voices of black women. In a similar vein, lesbian feminists argued that mainstream feminism failed to address lesbian issues adequately. Bonnie Zimmerman, in her influential essay, What Has Never Been, an overview of lesbian feminist criticism, pointed out that the perceptual screen of heterosexism often prevented feminist writers from considering lesbian perspectives. As a result, classic feminist texts such as Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gobar's The Mad Woman in the Attic made only passing references to lesbianism. Lesbianism as feminism's fulfillment. In response to the marginalization of lesbian issues within feminism, some theorists argued that lesbianism should be viewed as the most complete form of feminism. This perspective is famously articulated in the essay The Woman-Identified Woman by the Radical Lesbian Collective, published in Radical Feminism 1973. The essay posits that lesbianism represents a rejection of patriarchal exploitation, constituting relationships among women that resist and reorganize existing social relations. In this view, lesbianism is not just a sexual orientation but a political stance that challenges the very foundations of patriarchal society. The lesbian continuum. Adrienne Rich's concept of the lesbian continuum, introduced in her essay Compulsory Heterosexuality and Lesbian Existence, broadened the understanding of lesbianism. Rich defined the lesbian continuum as a range of woman-identified experiences encompassing not just sexual relationships but also supportive female friendships and mutual help networks. This idea suggested that lesbianism could be understood as a spectrum of female bonding, rather than being narrowly defined by sexual relationships. While the concept of the lesbian continuum helped to highlight the interconnectedness of women's experiences, it also led to critiques that it desexualized lesbianism, turning it into a purely political act. Critics like Paulina Palmer argued that this approach could sanitize lesbianism and imply a moral condemnation of heterosexuality, suggesting that women could only achieve true integrity through lesbian relationships. Shifting perspectives in the 1990s. By the 1990s, lesbian criticism began to distance itself from the essentialism that had characterized earlier feminist thought. In her essay, Lesbians Like This and That, Some Notes on Lesbian Criticism for the 90s, Bonnie Zimmerman reflected on how early work had assumed that lesbianism was a stable, trans-historical category. This assumption was increasingly challenged by the emergence of queer theory, which viewed sexuality as a social construct rather than a fixed identity. Conclusion: lesbian feminism has evolved significantly since its inception, moving from a critique of mainstream feminism to a more nuanced understanding of sexuality as fluid and socially constructed. The ideas of the woman-identified woman and the lesbian continuum have played crucial roles in shaping this discourse, offering valuable insights into the ways women bond and resist patriarchal structures. Today, lesbian feminism continues to be an important strand of feminist theory, contributing to broader discussions about gender, sexuality, and power. So this was the discussion on lesbian feminism. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.